So we've just spoken about the positives of Zhang Jike of China. The positives here of the Korean. What will he bring to the table here, potentially to hurt the Chinese?
Yeah, Lee Sang-soo, superb on both wings. Comfortable, close to the table, away from the table. New style of Korean player as well. So it's not the pen hold of 15 or 20 years ago. A lot more dynamic. Strength coming from both wings. So it'll be interesting if he can possibly steal the first set or the second set, and then we start to get close.
Well, here he is now. He's a man that wears his heart on his sleeve, Gavin, of that there is no doubt. 29 years of age now, world rank number 4, of course. Look at those results there. 2013 world champion, Olympic champion as well. He's ticked all the boxes for that as well. He has great speed and footwork. Keeps his legs nice and low to the ground as well. He's got wonderful core strength, hasn't he? And he knows how to use it well. Very
strong. And it's the strength and it's the arc as well. All these Chinese players, they use the special stickier Chinese rubber, so you're getting a lot more arc through the air. Ball landing deep on the table. It can be difficult for the opponent to control that power coming across the net.
We spoke about it off air as well, the difficulty as well over on table number 1 and table number 2 as well. The red mat, the red carpet that these players are playing on. Just give us an indication of how different it is compared to other table tennis halls.
Well, people back home might be looking at some of the rallies thinking, why can these top pros not finish the rally when someone's back in defence? But actually quite tough. Air-conditioned hall, windy. The Taraflex floor, it slows the game down as well because you can't throw your body through the ball as much. On wood, a lot easier to get through the ball. High friction table as well, so the ball actually checks up and loses pace. So yeah, very tough. Even when you have the strength of these guys to hit the ball for clean winners.
So you wonder if that extra core strength, I mean, he's really got those muscular legs, Zhang Jike, whether that could play a part as well. He's tough mentally, but you mentioned as well, he can dip mentally as well. He can tail off with regard to his concentration levels on occasions.
I think like all talented players, he can play every shot. Extremely great reverse chop service as well. Shot to any direction of the table. Likes to start rallies with his backhand into the backhand corner and go from there. But he can switch off because he can play all of these shots to such a high level. You know, that little 10 or 15% foot off the gas, and then he can start to struggle. And that's what makes it interesting. That's why we have basically a full crowd here this evening.
Well, he has got on record, Zhang Jike, to say that he does want to compete in the 2020 Olympics in Tokyo. Well, we're a long way from that. Right here, right now, business about to open here. The evening session, day 5 in Düsseldorf is about to begin. Round 3 activity here on table number 1. Men's singles it is. And again, we have another Chinese at the table who, on the surface of things, is the favourite to progress into the next round.
Straight away, looking for that favoured reverse serve, one that we've become very familiar with watching over the last few years.
When you faced him in the doubles, Gavin, how was it when you faced those combination of topspin drive attacks and those counters as well as the loops?
There's just a huge amount of arc on the ball, so normally when European players hit forehands through the air, the ball will maybe be 6 to 10 inches over the net. With Zhang Jike, sometimes the ball was as high as a metre over the net,
wow,
and it's still
a huge
dips.
difference.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's tough to come, up against that when you don't practice against shots that arc through the air like that. Lee Sang-soo, he is capable of beating players in the top 5 in the world. I've seen him, one of his best ever results was beating Dmitry Ovcharov, who a lot of the time finds himself at number 4 or number 5 in the world. So Lee Sang-soo, perfectly capable of playing at this level.
Oh, what a rally that was. Great speed, great timing as well. Would you agree with the fact that he does have one of the best backhands on the tour?
It's a really strong backhand, and that's a shot that he will trust. If it's 3-all, 9-all, he'll look to get that backhand in. It's the forehand. Zhang Jike 6 months ago had problems with a right shoulder injury, so he's recovered well from that. Obviously, it's the amount of training that these top guys, you know, coming through that Chinese system. Lots of multi-ball, puts pressure on joints.
Such a deceptive serve that he has, isn't it, Zhang Jike? Great side spin on the serve as well.
It's interesting, Zhang Jike looks to try and flick out a lot into the opponent's backhand, imparting a little bit of left-hand side on the ball. And in doing that, he wants the ball to come back into his backhand corner. That's where he operates at his optimum. And that's an important play for Lee Sang-soo. Get the ball away from that backhand corner. Can you play to the middle? Can you hook the ball out wide to the forehand?
Is it a case of how accurate he's going to be here today, Lee? Because at 181 in height, we know that Zhang Jike has a very big wingspan on him. These balls out wide that many players on the tour don't get back. So 5-all here. It's very tight here in this opening game. We've seen this all week, in fact.
A little bit of a loose receive there. Slightly misreading the serve, which is unusual because this week with the Nitaku ball, it has Nitaku logo, and we have also the Dusseldorf logo as well. So a double logoed ball, and we don't often see that. That's helping players read the spin on receive of service.
Well, he's done well here as Lee Sang-soo. But he's turned it round into his favour now. Look at that, just flick that backhand down the table, up the line.
Another good play though. That little pendulum side spin serve Zhang Jike wants with that left hand side spin for the ball to come back into his backhand corner. Great to go against the spin there and play out to the wide forehand. World class shot. That's what he wants there.
Backhand, backhand, backhand all the time. Took that so early.
And very similar to Germany's Dmitry Ovcharov, the way he wants to dictate from that backhand corner. So it'll be interesting later on when we get the stats up on the board about the directions of play, and hopefully from Lee Sang-soo's perspective we're going to see the area, the left hand side of the table, having more of the play.
That's another forehand unforced error there from Zhang. He picked up on that very early, that's not the stable shot that he has in the back, and so what a reaction here for Lee Sang-soo. Down here, the early exchanges in game number one. Well, here he is now, 4 points from taking it.
So comfortable there.
He makes it look so easy, doesn't he?
Yeah, just like being in the practice hall. Watched about 5 of his extended practice sessions this week. Everything is so comfortable. Backhand corner and middle.
Well, it's not over until it's over, and just over pushing there, Lee, I think. Just looking to wrap up business here in this opening game. He still has a couple of points in hand here. More importantly, though, it's on his serve. Well, well, well. Renaissance continuing to gather pace here for Zhang Jike.
This is huge for Lee Sang-soo right here. I'd be tempted. Kim Taek-soo in the corner saying timeout here as early on as this, but he hasn't.
Well, he bundles over the line in the end, Lee Sang-soo. It was a very nervy finish there for the Korean, but you called it in the introduction, Gavin, that he had to start well, get that first game. Well, he's done exactly that, and credit where credit is due to him because he deserved it. With 7 minutes there to reach its climax, and 7 winners to 3. That has to be probably the most interesting line there. The service points as well there, Gavin, 70% to 60.
And I think of those 7 winners, 5 or 6 of them were targeted to the wide Zhang Jike forehand. So that's going to be a good play. That's something we've seen so far. They've obviously been working on that in the practice hall. Kim Taek-soo winning an Olympic gold medal about 20 years ago. He'll be right on with the tactics.
He's won just about everything that has been there to be won in his career. Zhang Jike, 7 gold medals in total from World Championships. Like the fact his opponent is happy to trade blows with him here. That's been a very impressive feature here from Lee. He won't panic, Zhang, certainly as early as this stage, certainly not.
You feel with Zhang Jike as well that he enjoys the closer matches. He wins a lot of matches 4-2 and 4-3, but when the adrenaline kicks in, that's when you see the best of him.
I mean, when you compare him to some of the other Chinese players on the tour, is he the kind of player that you feel consistently can rack up 3, 4, 5, 6 points, or does it always have to be tight with him, a point here and a point there in a game?
A lot of the time you see with Zhang Jike, he can race into leads 6-1, 6-2. You look back at the score and it can be 9-all. Feels sometimes there's a little bit of that lapse in concentration because he's that good. Sometimes there's not that full focus needed.
So you feel he always needs that edge just to kickstart and fire up his engine, so to speak.
That's it, but I think naturally when he plays against another Chinese player, the level of focus is heightened when he gets to semi-finals and final stages. But that's what makes matches like this very dangerous. If he's not right there in the right mindset, it could become quite an awkward match.
I mean, he's a former world ranked #1, of course. He's 29 years of age. In your opinion, do you believe he has that focus, he has the skill set to be #1 again, or has that ship sailed now?
Well, you can definitely get back to #1. I mean, obviously there's...
Or does he need Ma Long to tail off and dip to do so?
There's Ma Long, but there's also Fan Zhendong, who is likely in the next 6 months to a year to probably get to world #1. But all of these guys, it's much of a muchness. It's who's better on the day, who's feeling good, who is injury free as well. And obviously, from Zhang Jike's perspective, he's done well to fight off injury over the last few months. Opting for the side and topspin serve, Liu Guliang off his feet in appreciation.
Seen a lot of moisture again on the tables so far today. Is that because of the vast nature of the Messe Arena? And again, it's something you've mentioned as well, the air conditioning.
Yeah, air conditioning, and you know, as soon as you pack 8,000 people in, it starts to warm up.
Not talking about warming up, this second game here just beginning to warm up and tick over very nicely as well. I think with regards to success or failure, this game here is pivotal for Lee. If he gets it, he really will find himself in a position of strength.
A little bit fortunate the not getting a clean strike on that. That was slightly near the top edge of the racket, as we might see here. He wanted to actually play that one back cross court with a little bit of right hand bend on it. And Zhang Jike there not clinical enough. Ball popping up off the serve. He should have hit the body with that shot, and that would have been point over. But you've got that split second to make the decision. When a player's in an active blocking position, it's always easier on the racket, left and right, to make that active block.
Oh, what a big point to win there for Lee Sang-soo.
I wouldn't even know when to turn there. I mean, the rally was so fast. Look how quick. Straight round.
I'll just check out the speed of that winner as well. I think that's one of the fastest winners we've seen all week. Oh, he's playing fast and he's very fast to accelerate off to a 4-point lead now is Lee. Well, apart from the start of the first game, he hasn't looked comfortable, Zhang Jike, with his opponent at any stage after that.
Going with the high toss serve for the first time in the match. It's these subtle changes that he's going to need to employ quite quickly, otherwise he's going to be 2 sets to love down.
Oh, it's in big danger now of happening now, Gavin, because I've been so impressed with Lee. He's just gone about his business. He's been solid. He's played close to the table. He's taken the ball early, and he's been so positive. So here we are, 4 game points. Oh, what a way to wrap up proceedings here in game number 2. A forehand winner. The moment it left the paddle there, and what a victory here so far in game number 2 for Lee Sang-soo. 2 games up and looking very good so far.
Lee Sang-soo, look at that.
Well, 89% of service points and 7 winners to 2. Well, that is an incredible stat. Just about everywhere you look there on the right-hand side of that graphic, it makes very good reading. Well, he called it. Now look, that's a very animated, that's a very worried looking coach if ever I saw one. I mean, you know his game well, Gavin. I mean, is it just about him upping the ante, or is he going to expect Lee to just tighten up in this game? How's this one going to go?
I really feel sometimes that Zhang Jike just enjoys a close match. Very interested now to see what's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 sets. Here we go. A little bit wider there than normal, so that wasn't a backhand to backhand straight onto the racket. Interesting there. So just a subtle change of 6 to 8 inches over the table, and that resulted in his first clean winner in a while.
Well, he's got the confidence of the scoreboard now, and he's brave enough to keep going into Zhang's backhand, and that's a sign of confidence. Needs to stay on it. He needs to maintain these levels here, Lee. He's been absolutely watertight with regards to that. Cast your mind back to the early exchange of game number 1 where he was behind. Since then, and he's looked very polished. He's looked very accomplished.
been very precise when he's made the attacks. A lot of the time it's just been one or two good attacks, and that's enough to win the point directly. So credit. Slowing the game down is Zhang.
Well, it worked, didn't it? There's an extra few seconds there that Lee had to serve, and well, it's like he's doing everything here just to try and disrupt the rhythm of Lee, and it worked that point there. So he has a margin of 2 points now, Zhang, with serve now. Doing his best now to get himself out of this situation.
And let's credit Lee Sang-soo, because I feel already Zhang Jike's went through plan A, plan B, and now he's on to plan C with the high toss serve. I'm sure he didn't expect to use that as early on in the match.
It's a good spot, that is, because the magnitude of the situation perhaps sees that he has to do that now. I'll just check out the body language here of Zhang Jike. Now, many people at the start of this match would have thought perhaps it would have been Lee who would have been in this situation 2 games down, but he said he is a 4-2 man, and well, if that's going to happen, he has to really start to up his levels here, Zhang Jike.
And that's one of the first times we've seen him turn round his backhand corner. A lot of the time when rallies are as quick as that, you're having to turn almost blind. Hope that you've had enough quality on the previous backhand that they can't switch and change direction.
Now, some of these will go down on the graphic as unforced errors, but I think some of them should be forced errors, because Zhang Jike, just slowly but surely now, is just beginning to find his rhythm.
When rallies are played at that pace, you know, it just shouldn't ever be classed as an unforced error. Another let service. Taking his time again. Could have caught that ball, didn't.
Important point that for Lee. It's been a while since he's been behind, and well, Zhang now just looking to push on here, get himself up and running, and finally shake off the rust.
And that'll be an unforced error, going down on the stats. Long dig into Zhang Jike's backhand. You'd always favour him to make that play, even although he opted for the shot down the line.
So there it is, a timeout called here by Zhang Jike of China. It's an interesting decision that as well, 8-6, and again, I will be interested to see who reacts quicker out of this. Now, would you have called that yourself in the situation that he finds him in? 3 points here from this game.
Definitely. That is absolutely the time to get the time out.
So there we see the match rally bounce that there, so Lee Sang-soo as well. But more variation there from the Korean. %, going into backhand side there of Zhang Jike. So the timeout is done and dusted, so critical this, I believe, here for where this match will eventually end up. Because if he is going to tough it and grind this one out, Zhang Jike, of course, it's an understatement to say that he has to nail this game. On the Korean serve, though, at 6-8.
Hoisting it up. Big point. Always that first shot, first point after a timeout.
Oh, what a beautiful stroke that was. Just redirected the flow of that rally up the line. Let's have another look at that. Oh, that's poetry, Gavin. That is poetry.
Change of service. It's been high toss serves the whole set. Suddenly there, a change of rhythm. The ball arriving and kicking up onto Lee Sang-soo's bat a little bit earlier than it would off the high toss serve. So still thinking clearly, Zhang Jike, this pivotal moment in the match.
Just rushed that, didn't he? Not quite as stable, not quite as spectacular on his so solid backhand there. And I think that's the situation. I know his opponent is in a good place right now. He knows that he's been good enough to create pressure, so perhaps that played its part there for Zhang Jike. Now, a couple of service points here for Lee Sang-soo. Should he bag both of these? Well, could be game on here in game number 3.
What a lovely change there. His body position, it looked like he was going to serve shot to the forehand at the last second. Threw his wrist out to the right. Very clever serve. One more of those, please.
Oh, how about that? The plot looks set to thicken. What drama. Didn't see that coming. Well, he's having big trouble here getting this over the line, Zhang Jike. Reacted well from the timeout, won the first point. Well, he's on the slippery slope down the ladder now. Well, this is so significant, game 3 here. 1-2 is completely different. 3-love where you're almost down and out than in the locker room.
I thought that he was going to go for a reverse serve and change it up again, but he didn't. I thought he was shaping up to cut round the right-hand side of the ball. He cut round the left-hand side of the ball, and it worked.
Well, these top players just find the answers to the questions in these kind of situations, really. Clarity of thought under pressure. Game point here for Zhang Jike.
Too far away from the ball, trying to play that. Needed to bring his left foot in, closer to the ball.
Well, I have to be so careful here with regards to what I say about Zhang Jike and his mental strength, because it's been touched upon many times in his career. 29, sometimes mentally strong, sometimes, well, completely the opposite. Oh, did he just skim the edge of the table there or what? That backhand is a thing of beauty when it works well. Better angles to see it get to work there. Well, had no chance. Nobody was getting that back. Game point once again. Backhand worked its magic in the penultimate point. The forehand worked its magic in the last point. Game on here in table number 1. And Zhang Jike, the number 4 seed, is up and running with his first game of this contest. Oh, Gavin, what an intense, tight, taut game we just witnessed there. That was incredible. Could have gone either way.
And as we were speaking about before the game started, it's never a great game without Zhang Jike being there. It's so exciting. Here he is, 2 sets to love down. You think, no, he's going to come back. It's going to be a tight 4-2 or 4-3. That's what Zhang Jike is all about, and that's why we have a packed audience here tonight.
Well, he's keeping us on the edge of our seats. He's keeping a packed Messi Arena on the edge of their seats as well. Just have a look around the stadium. There are not too many empty seats here today. There were some tickets available at the start of play here today at 10 a.m. but the last 3 games are sold out, and why not? The cream of the... That was almost like the practice tables, wasn't it, that rally?
Looked so familiar to what you see in the practice hall. Wow. Game on.
Well, he's such a popular figure with regard to any table tennis enthusiast. If you have a look around table number 1 here, that's where all the photographers are massed. That's where all the cameras are, just looking to get a slice of the action here. And Zhang Jike, well, never disappoints, does he, with regards to drama. As you would expect, there's plenty of Chinese spectators in the audience as well, and they're getting behind him now.
Very good play from Lee Sang-soo. But both players now are playing at a very, very high level. They've got the confidence where they're playing backhand to backhand exchanges and looking to turn. When players are doing that, they're seeing the ball really well and feeling the shots and energy on the ball.
Oh, has he sat down? The Chinese coach, I don't think he has. Got that signs and nerves and the supporters as well. I don't think you can guarantee that the Chinese flag will be here heavily in attendance as we get towards the end, the climax of the tournament. There's a few in the crowd here this evening.
It's been successful with that serve 3 or 4 times, even from the commentary box there. I can feel myself moving in, shot to the forehand there, so there's definitely a little bit of deception on that serve, throwing it to the right at the last second.
He's gone back to his bread and butter serve once again here, Zhang Jike. That's an interesting point, really. Under pressure or when he's confident. When more often than not do we see the high ball toss from him on the serve? When does that come out to play?
That's definitely when he gets down to plan B or plan C. You don't want to be doing too many high toss serves in the air conditioning. You can also see above, there's quite a lot of spotlights down on table 1, so that high toss serve, it does mess with the eyesight a little bit and the where is the ball. So yeah, it's tough to execute that serve time and time again, which is probably why now he's went back to the safer low toss, ball toss at the moment. Good time to shout. It's been quite quiet, then suddenly there, burst of emotion.
I think he's done so well here, Lee, because at no stage have we seen the famous Zhang Jike backhand on a consistent level strike clean winners. Not allowed him time to settle or get any kind of rhythm. There you can see it's an unforced error on that. Normally so stable on that side.
What a wonderful change that was. Full of confidence.
He is, isn't he?
Yep.
Got a lot of verve and vigour about him today. I've been so impressed how he's gone about business. He's sticking to the game plan here with diligence and religion. Okay, look how far back behind the table Zhang Jike is there. Right on the Liebherr logo there. Well, that is a man who has bundles of confidence.
This is another biggie though. Can he win both points in this sequence?
Well, it's a very untidy passage of play at the moment here for Zhang Jike. Lee Sang-soo here. Well, he'll take that all day long. Huge pivotal moment here in the fourth game. He's worked hard here to get himself a toehold, a foothold back in this contact, Zhang Jike. Well, that's in big danger now of disappearing.
Thinking about the service placement. What set play do I want?
Made absolute mincemeat off that serve. Well, he got an excellent read on it, anticipated it beautifully, then pulled the trigger. What a situation now for Lee of Korea. 4 game points here in the palm of his hand. And he only needed one. Well, his tail well and truly up. He's got his mojo back. He's put another game on the board. And against all odds here, Lee Sang-soo of Korea is a game away from the next round. The seeded player of China here is in trouble. Well, look, just look at the service points one. That's way down on from the last game. And again, just 2 winners as well. So things really need to change here for Zhang Jike. So, more importantly, he's had a timeout as well. That may cost him as well. We'll soon find out.
Zhang Jike, he's not been able to get too many shots out wide for the winners. And you look at the difference there, Lee Sang-soo being able to spread the ball around, a lot of placement, a lot of variation, and that's key in table tennis. But all it takes here for Zhang Jike is just one little moment of brilliance. The adrenaline will kick in, there'll be a shout, there'll be a roar from the crowd, and suddenly it's really, really close again. That's what's so fascinating about table tennis. 1 or 2 funny or strange points, little rush of adrenaline. Here we go. Mixing up the timing. Normally he would touch that back shot to the middle. Opted for another place.
Well, some of the Korean supporters can't watch. That's how tense it is out there. Just cannot emphasize that, how much or how many eyes are on table number 1 here. And you can see their cameraman everywhere looking to get a piece of Zhang Jike without being disrespectful to Lee. It's him that they're here to see. Well, it can pay to be the underdog sometimes, and Lee's rising to that challenge. It's a big miss. He opened up the table, didn't he?
A huge amount of talent there from Zhang Jike to scoop that ball back. Look, we'll see in the replay, he was moving the other way. Big sequence here, even as early on. It's only 4 points played.
That's been the story of the match so far from Zhang Jike. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Still searching for the answer there, still searching to get some purchase here in this match against an opponent who's inspired so far. It's a test for him, no doubt about it. Better control, better application as well.
Did well on this backhand to get it a little bit wider.
There's nothing in it as the players are about to just take a break here with regard to the towel break. 3 points each now. It's a tough one to call here. Goodness gracious me. That backhand just was absolutely quality, had class all over it. His movement, his application, his timing the ball has been dialed in from the very first game here, Lee. He's taken the game here to Zhang Jike on a regular basis. He's been brave as well, and we all know that fortune can favour the brave, and it's paying off. Just check out the scoreboard. It's been the Chinese who's committing those unforced errors.
Well, you're spot on there. I mean, it's scoreboard pressure. Lee Sang-soo has been starting every set 1 or 2 points up. 4-2, 5-3, 9-7. When you're like that, you can always be confident then and go for your shots. Too strong. Wow.
Oh, that's a big point. Yes, he has a 3-point margin, but had that been 7-3, well, the smart money would have been on him to steal this match. See what it meant to him as well. So he's still in this here, Zhang Jike. He still has another service point, Illy, and that could prove to be pivotal as well. Oh, the emotion is coming out more and more as he's getting louder and louder and louder here as he gets closer and closer to the finishing line.
And I think league players back home will tell you there that definitely wasn't a backhand. That was on the wide forehand side. First time he's managed to play the little elephant flick out wide to the forehand. Clever little play. Still has maybe more to offer in this match, Zhang Jike. He's a fighter. A couple of points down, still a big chance. Does he go back to that high toss serve that was working in the third game?
Well, he stuck to his guns, didn't he, with his bread and butter serve, his go-to serve, and well, it's a lot tighter now for Lee, just being forced to sweat slightly more now. Go back to that point at 7-3, 7-4, I should say.
Great serve, near the white line, second bounce. Is it a short serve? Is it a long serve? That moment of indecision, big miss.
Well, if Zhang Jike gets through this, overcomes the turbulence and wins this match, we could go back to the last 4 points as the crucial point of this match. Oh, that is ridiculous. Big players win big points, and Zhang Jike really stepped up to the plate in that last rally. Genius. Oh, check this out again, Gavin, on the replay. Look at that.
Felt to me as if he took that ball almost off his shoelaces and still ripped it up with spin.
Incredible. Miles away from the table. That was a winner all the way. Beautifully struck. Well, it's in the ascendancy now. The backhand, just when he needed it, came to the table.
That backhand there reminds me, one of the top players in England, David Macbeth, flicking out. You're not sure where he's going to go with that. A little moment of inspiration, the last couple of points from Zhang Jike. Clever.
Oh, what a turnaround this is. What a turnaround. What a fighter, what grit and determination he's had to display, Zhang Jike, to get himself a 2-point advantage.
There was so much rotation off that first ball. All Lee Sang-soo needed to do there was just redirect that ball, and it kicked and jumped. What a massive point there. 10-8, 9-all. What's it going to be?
Well, 10-8 it is. Well, he's had to call on all of his skill set here, Zhang Jike. He's had to dig so deep into his reservoir of belief to get himself into this situation. Well, Lee Sang-soo, 6 points to free up. Let's not forget this man. You just write him off at your peril. 2 game points. Well, if the last game was tight, this one as well, parallel. Now all the hard work again to get ahead is in danger of being thrown away here from Zhang Jike. Still a bit of tension in his body, Gavin. That hasn't been a rage.
Felt there he was just a fraction too far away from the table. His feet were moving as he hit that one.
So level pegging here at 10 points apiece, and still all to play for. Could go any way, this one. He's missed the table. That's an incredible miss from Zhang Jike, and it's a miss that could have consequences. Well, we're on the verge of seeing one of the biggest upsets here this week in Düsseldorf. Lee Sang-soo of Korea has himself match point here against one of the highest ranked players in the main draw. What a moment now, on serve as well.
Side and topspin short, is it?
Oh, he's done it. What a victory here we've witnessed here. The first match in the evening session. Lee Sang-soo of Korea has skittled out the number 4 seed here for the week. Zhang Jike tried but failed, and you have to give immense credit to this fella. He played beautiful table tennis throughout, and he is a worthy winner here this evening.
He manned up backhand to backhand, Lee Sang-soo. It was an incredible display. Very intelligent on his service placement as well. Going short to the forehand with side and top, fast to the backhand as well.
Well, he's just tapped his heart there, and he played with heart, he played with courage, he's played with conviction, everything. Tactically astute, he was on the money right throughout, and I have to say, his heart must have been absolutely pounding at 100 miles an hour, but he got the job done. What a victory here. One of the biggest upsets again this week at Düsseldorf, and you have to give immense credit to Lee Sang-soo. Well,